Okay, so hopefully this is not like too low, and hopefully you guys can hear me. So we're gonna test this out and just see. Hopefully everything goes well. So hopefully everything goes well. We'll see. Okay, so let me just fix this. And let me make sure. Hey guys, so hey YouTubers. Let me pull this up. Okay, we are good. Okay. Hey guys, how are you? Okay, so we're gonna go over the basics. I'm recording this on Facebook as well as YouTube. So one of the requests that I got for content was to go over the basics for email marketing. So hopefully you guys can hear me. If it's loud, then I'm sorry. But we're going to go over the basics of email marketing, especially during this season, and just go over just some of like the basic things I think everyone should have. So I have my notebook here, and of course I have my pen. So we're just going to dive into it because I just want to break this down into 3 sections first, and then we'll just go from section to section. So hopefully you guys are doing well. It's Friday, but I'm working as usual. I just left the office, and I'm just hanging out with you guys, and then I'm going to go home and go back and do some more work. And so let's see what you guys say. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad, Ling, you're tuning in. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go over some basics. These are the things that you already know, but I'm still going to go over them just to kind of refresh our memory, and then we'll dive into the strategy of basic email marketing and collecting your tribe. And so, as you guys know, I focus a lot on teaching you guys about building. Remember the 3 P's. So we're going to go back over the 3 P's. The first one is going to be platform, right? So platform is the first one. The second one is going to be your people. And the third thing is your product. So the first thing we want to always make sure that we have is a platform. The platform is going to be how you collect the people, how you feed your people. And then the last one, product, is what you actually give to them. That's the way that you monetize your platform and your people. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down the 3 P's, and this is my system that I've used for a while. It's the way that I coach, the way that I teach, but it's really going to help you with this training that we're going to do on the basics of email marketing. So remember, the first thing is going to be your platform, and then you're going to go to your people, and then you're going to sell them a product. And that can also be a service, but I just like everything to start with a P. Okay. So platform, people, and product. And you want to ask yourself, number one, if your platform offers those 3 things. Number one, do you have a platform? A platform is not your social media. It's your website. And some people that don't have websites, maybe you have like a landing page or something that you use to collect your people. Okay, you have to have a way to collect people, and social media does not count as a way to collect. Social media is a communication channel, right? That we use to put out content and information. So you have to have a platform. Then the question is, do you have people? Right? Do you have a target audience? Do you have someone that you're specifically speaking to? Right? And usually those people, you're providing them with a need, right? Something they actually need to learn, need to have, need to use, need to experience. And then do you have a product? Do you have something to actually provide for them? And this is like the order that I suggest that we go through. You first need to build the platform, you then need to collect the people, and then you need to sell them a product or a service. And so you can build a tribe without even ever having a product yet, and that's actually my suggestion. So what email marketing basically is it's a way to market a product, a service, a mission, whatever it may be, to your tribe, right? And you use it in the form of email, right? And so there's different platforms that you can use. And so I'm going to talk about the one that I use personally, what you need to look for when you are using these platforms, which ones are better for which type of business that you have, right? So to first start, the one that I use is MailerLite. Okay, that's MailerLite. And that one's really really great for service-based businesses, coaches, consultants, and it's super affordable. So if you're in that space, MailerLite is awesome. It's free up to 1,000 subscribers as long as you have a business email. So not like an at a Gmail, like it has to be like at your domain, right? So mine is at genesisdorsey.com info at. So it's free up to 1,000, and then you start paying after that. If you're in retail, Claveo is the number one e-commerce. That's the number one e-commerce email marketing system. But if you don't want to start paying, they do have a free plan that you can use. Of course, MailChimp is like, everyone talks about MailChimp. It's amazing, right? But it's also very limited in what it offers. But I find that MailChimp is really great for, like, just any starting business that doesn't really have a whole bunch of needs at the moment, right? Once you start needing certain types like segmentations and automations, it offers that. But there's some ones out there that are much better. And then as your company grows, and there's ones like, Siva, which was formerly ConvertKit, which is what a lot of like bigger gurus use, right? But for me personally, I love MailerLite for service based. And then if you're in retail, Claveo and MailChimp is actually great too. Other ones is Privy, Privy. And there's like so many, there's Constant Contact, there's Active Campaign, there's like so many ones. So at the end of the day, it is about you finding what works for you. But you want to have an email marketing system. So you do not want to send emails from your actual email box. That's a no-no, okay? So the first thing we want to do is we want to create, and some of you guys may already know this, but this is a refresher, because even for myself, I have to refresh what I'm offering. So the first thing is that you need to, in the email marketing software that you're using, a lot of them, if not all, have a landing page set up, right? So we want to first set up a landing page if we have not done that. And if you actually have a MailerLite, they offer these like free landing pages, and basically it's like a little website where it's like a one page, and it's a way for you to collect emails, and those emails will go straight to your list, right? So what you can do is MailChimp offers it as well. You can do it in MailChimp. Pretty much every single system has it. And so you basically put up some text, right? And then they'll have like a little box, right, that the person can join, and they can type in their email. And when they put in their email, they'll get added to your list. And that's a great way before you even launch a company or anything to start collecting people without needing to have this, full-blown website, right? And so you first want to have a landing page. You want to put that up there. And what you can do is sometimes when you set up these landing pages, they give you like a really like super long link. And so if you want to like customize a link, you then can take that link and you can go to bit.ly, which is bit.ly. And if you make an account with them, they allow you to customize the link, and it's for free, absolutely free. But you just have to make an account. So you can go to bit.ly and like it'll be like bit.ly / coupon tribe, or you can have it say whatever you want it to say as long as it's not taken. If it's taken, you can't take someone else's link, okay? So do a landing page and then use bit.ly, bit.ly, and you can like customize that link, right, to be whatever you want it to be. That's the first thing. So that's a great way to do it. The second thing that you want to do is you want to create some kind of free offer. And this is a great way to encourage people to learn more about your expertise, learn more about your company, learn more about your business. This is actually a smart way to convince leads on buying something from you, even if you have not, let's say, I thought this was really actually hilarious is that if you don't even have like a full-blown website yet, right? Let's say like you're a grass cutting company and you don't really have full-fledged website yet, right? You can set up a landing page, and we're going to talk about automated emails, but when they put in their email address, right, you could maybe have like a YouTube link that you send to them, and it's a video where you talk about your company, or maybe it's in the email, you talk about your company, what you do. Maybe the email has like services that you provide. It's kind of like a free sales email. So the second thing is the offer. This can be a free offer, basically, where when they sign up to join your email list, they get something. The problem that a lot of people have is that they offer really bad offers. Like, nobody really wants it. Like, no, I know you think that they do, but they really don't because it's not really a good offer. And in the Google world, there's like a list people make, like, do an ebook, do a checklist, and people do these things, and it's like a crappy, like, no one wants your checklist. Like, the checklist, like, what are they gonna use it for? Like, if no one's gonna print it out. Like, so the what I've learned is that it's better to just do something that really speaks to like the heart of your tribe and like really what they want. I found that like things like those checklists and ebooks, I mean, they're okay, but I found sometimes it's better to just record a video where you're sharing something that inspires people, or sometimes it's, better to do a training that really, teaches somebody something versus kind of it being a very generic kind of source of content. And so think about like, what is a free thing that you can give to your customers or your tribe that would, number one, validate that you're an expert at whatever it is that you offer, that you provide. Number two is actually of true value. And number three, something that they'll actually like use, right? So one of the things that you can do is if you do an ebook, it's not really about like it being super long or having a ton of things in it, but give them what they need. I have found that like giving someone a one pager download that has a lot of meat and good information is better than a 10-page workbook that has like 2 real pages of content. The rest of it are like lines. It's a waste of a freebie. So think about something that they could really use, and then something too that ties into like your business or your company or your ministry, like whatever it is that it is. So number two, you need to create an offer. So the first thing is you can create a landing page, or if you already have a website, have a place where they can provide their email to join your list. The second thing is when they join the list, have an offer. And the way that you give them the offer is through a term that we call automation. Automation basically is simply that something gets automatically sent to them and it's triggered by them joining, right? So like the moment that they join and put in their email, it's going to trigger another email to go to them. And you're going to set this up in your email marketing software. So you can just, go to your email marketing software and just Google, MailerLite automation, MailChimp automation, and usually some articles will come up so you can learn how to set those emails up. If you have MailChimp, I have a free training that's here on my YouTube channel. It's about like an hour and some change, and it takes you through how to actually set up your automations and how to customize them and brand them. So with that automated email, make sure that you customize it. Like make sure you say, something like, hello, and, welcome to my community, or welcome to our community, welcome to our business. We're so glad to have you. We're so glad that you provided your email, or we're so glad that you joined our tribe. Here's some information about who we are, what we represent, or here's some information about who I am and who I represent and what I do. So think of an email as like your welcoming letter to this tribe that really helps them to feel comfortable with, your information and who you are. So someone asked a question I think is a really good stopping point. She says, how do I acquire a tribe? I have a website with my brand products, but no customers for months. Wow. So that's a great question. There are videos on my YouTube channel that will answer that. There is a couple videos on how to create a movement. Watch that. There are videos on how to create a movement, building a tribe. There's some videos I think that you definitely need to watch. As a quick answer though, for how to collect people, the first thing is that making sure that you are around people and that you're communicating and talking about your product. A lot of times when people have digital based businesses, we kind of just sit around and wait and just hope that like someone stops by, someone checks us out. And what I have found is that when you're running an e-commerce business, you have to do a lot of working, like you have to do a lot of work. And what that comes from is, number one, getting out physically and getting customers. So, if you're not seeing online sales, a lot of times you need to do some in-person sales, right? And don't wait for the online sales to come in as a starter. Go out and go get some physical sales in person, right? The second thing is that making sure that if you have particular products, looking to work with influencers or people who have more people than you do. When you're a new business owner and you don't have any clout, right? Clout basically means you have some pull. You're an influencer in some kind of sense. If you don't have that, because most small businesses don't, right? You're starting off and you just have strangers. No one knows you, right? You then need to make connections with people who do know other people or who have larger followings or tribes. And you want to make sure that these influencers that they connect with what kind of company you have, right? It's like, for instance, I would not be the best person to talk about vegan food because I am not vegan, nor am I a vegetarian, nor am I, so you just want to really think about like, okay, like who really represents, and so you can look on YouTube for influencers, social media. If you don't have an influencer budget, try to see if you can get some people for free. The other thing though too is making sure that you're not selling just products, but that you actually have a movement, and that's where you definitely go on my YouTube channel. There's tons of video content on there about talking about like how to actually build a movement. The best companies are movements, and it's bigger than pushing product. You have to push something bigger than the product. So if you haven't had a customer for months, that probably is a good kind of like, it's almost like perfect timing for you right now to like kind of re-strategize and say, okay, why haven't I? You also may want to look at like if you have abandoned cart recovery, or you can kind of see like abandoned carts where people put stuff in their cart but didn't check out. If you have their email address or their phone number, contact them and ask them, hey, we're doing some research for our company. We just would love to know, why you didn't check out. If we can offer you an additional coupon, for you talking to us about it, we would love to. But you want to figure out why. Right? If you have not had a customer for months, you need to figure out why. You may need to do some kind of experience where you get people to look at your website and maybe offer some feedback on like what they think about it. But don't just like, yeah. And I know this is not you, Melanie, but you definitely don't want to just kind of like be like, okay, no. Either I need to do some focus groups, I need to go out here and do some vending and exhibiting and pushing out product. But if you have not had a customer for months, a lot of times, this is in no tribe, you need to go out there and build a tribe. This is why too, I tell people before you sell product, build a tribe. All right. But if you have products and you have not built a tribe, then guess what? Go out and build a tribe, connect with people. And so let's go back to our email marketing basics. So landing page, provide an offer. If you're in e-commerce or you have a retail business, the best offer is a coupon, right? That's just a standard thing. Give a coupon. Okay. You, or like give like some kind of coupon in a freebie, like a downloadable. Like I know people who sell illustrations, they may give like a free calendar that you can like, have as your desktop on your computer or on your phone. But if you're in retail and e-commerce, you want to give a coupon. Okay. So usually we do not want to go past a certain number. And remember, giving out a coupon in retail is actually usually based on your markup that you have in your business. So if you cannot give 30%, because 30% would bleed you dry as a retail company, do not give out 30%. Maybe you'll do free shipping coupon. Maybe you do a 10% off or 15% off. But usually coupons are the best conversions for retail and e-commerce, right? So that will be your offer. So you wouldn't have a large letter. People are trying to buy, right? So in retail, we set up an email that has that coupon, right, that they can get so that they can immediately shop. After we do the offer, then what you want to do is you want to send either a funnel of emails. It doesn't have to be a lot, but a couple, like maybe like 2 or 3 basic that you can set up in your automation where maybe after the first week of signing up, they get something. The second week of signing up, they get something. Maybe the third week of signing up. Because remember, and I think people really fail to understand this, but if you looked in your email inbox at the amount of emails that companies send you, it's a lot. Right. And so I find it really funny on how many business owners like act as if like, oh, I don't need to send emails. I can get customers without doing all that work. Okay. Just do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, you really want to maximize your email marketing, especially if you're in retail. If you're in retail, there's a rule of thumb in which to go by. So the rule of thumb, I'm just going to write this down as I'm teaching you guys. The rule of thumb is for retail is a minimum of 3 emails a week. If I'm in service space, you can do 1 to 2 emails. Okay, now around Black Friday, this season, holiday season, 2 to 3, but it's up to you. But 3 emails, and I've been teaching this for a while, but I'm going to give this to you guys again. If I'm in retail and I'm doing 3 emails a week, the way we need to divide it out is either the beginning, the middle, and the end. Okay. You have different types of shoppers. You have people who have money available throughout the whole week. Then you have people who are living paycheck to paycheck. And so what they do is if they get paid, every Thursday or Friday or every other week, what they do is before that money gets spent, they're already picking like what they're going to do, right? And all of us either fall into those categories. Either we have like fluid money that we can spend throughout the week, or it's like where we are like dividing out like exactly where our money is going, right? And we're like that's how it's going. And so when you do that, one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that you address both groups, right? You want to address both groups. So the way that we address both groups is that we send emails out in those pockets. So if it's someone that is and it's funny, even if you're a nonprofit, right? If you have donors and you want people to give to your organization, right? You can't just send out a donor email on Monday. Send out a donor email on Fridays, and it doesn't have to be like where it's like give, right? It should be where it's focused more on your community and people learning about what you do, but there should be something where people can have the choice to, okay, begin of the week, middle, and ends, right? And most times you're not going to have 100% open rate, right? So let's talk about what these rates mean. So you have an open rate. This is what you're going to see when you do email marketing. Your open rate is going to be the percentage of people out of your total number of people that have opened your email. And then you're going to have what's called a click rate. And the click rate is going to be the percentage of people that open the email, and then how many of those people clicked the whatever links you gave, right? So there's an open rate and then there's a click rate, right? On average, it kind of ranges again based upon like your market, like what you do, but a healthy range is between 20 to 30%. Right. So some of you are like, wait, 20 to 30%. Yes, 20 to 30%. Yep. So if you're around that range, you're doing good. And so you may have 100 people, and if only 20%, 30% of people open those emails, that's actually really good. Now, of course, our goal is to get it higher and higher, but that's the average. 20 to 30% of people are actually opening up your emails. And what I found is that you may get 20% open up your emails on Monday, then another 20% opens up your emails on Wednesday, right? So that's why we send more than one email a week. Because if you only send one email a week, and only on average 20% of your tribe, 20, 30, open up your emails. For those of you who don't think you don't see emails, think about that. You're really missing out on the pie. So that's why, during the holiday season, I'm sending out emails actually almost every day. But my emails aren't like buy. I'm talking to my tribe. I'm, adding strategies. I'm actually having conversations. If you're a part of my email community, Boss Builder Nation, then you see how my emails are. Some emails are hard sell, but some of them are more like conversational tone. And then I am talking about a product or service. The next thing I want to talk about, which is number 4, is the idea of not being shy. And a lot of people don't want to send emails because we don't want people to unsubscribe. And one of the biggest rules you're going to learn in business is that you're running a business, right? So if someone unsubscribes, embrace the fact that that gives you one more slot to fill, because if that person does not want to hear from you, they're not going to buy from you, right? Great. Leave. Now, I'm not saying you become like an attacking person, but I found that a lot of people are like, I don't want to send out emails because, I just don't want to annoy people. I don't want to, I don't want to just do too much, right? And if I can be blunt, most people are doing way too little. Doing too much for many people is like the least of their problems. Many times you're not doing enough, period, right? Because your competition many times is doing twice as much as you are, right? So it's not going to hurt you to send out an email, 3 times a week. It's not going to hurt you. Well, I don't want people to feel like they're getting overwhelmed. How are they getting overwhelmed? You're not the only email that they're getting every day. Let's just be realistic, right? Most people have subscribed to at least 10 to 20 other companies that they get emails from. Bath and Body Works. I get them. Bath and Body Works, Nordstrom's, Thomas Pink. I'm subscribed to places for my mom because I get things for her. I'm subscribed to places for my dad. There's places that he likes, Robert Graham. I get emails from them, right? And so, like, if you send me an email, right, you think about this, and I'm getting I would say at least 30 emails from companies every day. You sending your one email a day is not going to mess me up. It's not going to be like, I just can't believe they're sending all these emails. If I respond that way, I hope you take me off your list. I hope you do. Because if I don't want to see that email, then I do not need to be on your list. So this is why I'm trying to challenge you guys. That's why I'm going back over the basics of email marketing, collecting tribe members, right? Is that you need to always focus on collecting. The best business owners are people who are collectors. Like, we're always focused on collecting relationships, collecting leads, collecting people, because people are going to, there's a retention thing that you're going to have to focus on, right? In our businesses, like not every client will be your client every single day. So you're going to need clients every day. You're going to need customers. Listen, Shakira, that 10x listen, I hear about 10x conference every day. I've heard about who else, John Maxwell. I'm not sure you guys are John Maxwell fans, but John Maxwell started his Black Friday holiday book deals like 2 weeks ago, and he had his 7 days that he was promoting for all these book sales where you get all these book bundles for like $7. Okay, and then I got another email after that, then I got another email after that. One company, J. LaRue Cosmetics, I get like 2 emails a day. And I do not unsubscribe. I may read it, I may not, but I don't unsubscribe because one day, probably this upcoming weekend, not this week, next one, I'm about to buy some stuff. So just because people are not, like, just because people are not like buying a ton of stuff from you does not mean they're not looking. It's just that you have different types of consumers, right? I have consumers where they may not buy from me all year long until this season. I now see their name anytime except for a holiday. And every single holiday, they buy up books, they buy up courses, classes. And so this is the other thing though, too, right? Here's the other thing. Guys, get ready for this. You have to purge people. In email marketing, I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me, okay? You have to go through your email list about, I would say every quarter, okay? And you have to delete people. And you don't delete people like individually. You delete them based on filters in your email list. So when you go into your email marketing system, there's a way to look at like, okay, I want to see all the people who have not opened up an email in, 3 months. Those people need to be deleted. And I don't care if you go from 10,000, so I went from 20,000 email subscribers about a couple months ago to now I'm down to 5. I did a crazy purge, and I don't know why, but it was because there was like a lot of people on that lead list who should never have been there. I don't know why they were there. So I went through a huge cut. And then from there, I went down to, I think I'm at now like 2,500 as of like the beginning of this week. And I don't feel any ways about it. Now you may say, but Genesis, that's like a huge drop. 20,000 people, like 2,000. But a lot of times what happened was that like I got all those leads from like Facebook ads and different things. And, some of those people, they weren't like paying people, like, or they had bought things, but then they stopped buying things, right? And so you want to do a segmented, like a filter. And then what you want to do is you need to delete those people. And I would rather have 2,000 something people that open up my emails consistently, right? At least once a month, versus having like boasting of having all these people, right? And 75% of those people have not opened up your email in the past 3 months. Those people are, and especially too, when you get over a certain number, you start paying for these subscribers. So why am I paying for people who don't want to buy? Remember, you're in a business. You are not in a pride ego thing where you just want to boast about having all these people who don't pay. No, I'm in a business. I need you guys, listen. If I'm going to provide free content on YouTube, free content on Facebook, put up social media posts, keep you guys motivated and encouraged, do you really think, and I'm all about purpose, right? But guys, I have to pay for my car insurance. I got to pay for my phone bill. I got to pay for my way of life. I got to pay for my wigs. I got to pay for, it's hilarious because people want to see you. People love to see me glammed up and all that. But y'all know that costs money, right? Y'all know you can't glam up for free, right? If you can, let me know. But people love to see an image, but they also have to pay you to keep up that image that they want to see, right? And so you are running a business. And so I would rather have, some of you are just scrumbled because you only have, let's say, 20 subscribers, but you have not fed those 20 people, but yet you want to talk about how you want to have 100, I want to have 1,000. If you can't feed 20 people with consistent emails, you don't deserve 1,000. Because you haven't treated the 20 right. The 20 are faithful. The 20 have been sitting in your inbox, and you're talking about, I'm going to wait till I get more people to send an email. Okay. Okay. Well, what if Jesus said, I'm not going to start my ministry until I have 20 disciples because, 12 are not enough. You better get started. Okay. So you're going to send out, let's go back through this again, 2 to 3 emails. If I'm in retail, you're going to send out 1 or 2 minimum if I'm in service space. Okay. So though that's going to be the rule with that. Okay. So let's go over again. 2 to 3 retail. Okay, 1 or 2 service space. Now I'm a coach, and so I'm a coach and a consultant, and of course I have like courses and books and all that kind of stuff. So lately, I've been trying to stick to 2 to 3 emails, but recently I've been doing almost like every day, if not every other day, because it's holiday season, and my tribe is getting a ton of emails, and I got to make sure that they remember me. Okay. So I sent an email today about the fact that my boss put a workbook that talks about tribe building and all this stuff. The e-version is only $15 today and for the next couple of days. So I sent out the email. People have been buying because you're going to get my either that or the sales workbook. It's only $15. So I sent out that email because I want to make sure that my tribe remembers, oh my God, Gigi, she's selling her workbooks. The digital version is only $15 when they're usually 30, so you need to send an email, right? And I'm going to send an email tomorrow. I'm going to send an email on Sunday. I'm going to send an email on Monday. And if you say, oh, she's just sending too many emails, you don't need to be on the email list. Now, at the same time, I get like where it's kind of overexposure, but most people aren't doing that. Most people, they give up after 2 or 3 a week. So, I mean, I do not think that I'm going to mess up my tribe if I send out an email every day. Okay. 6. Speaking of this, consistency. So one of the biggest, I think, pleasures that I get from my company is the fact that people tell me all the time that they hear me in their head. I hear this all the time. People always tell me, Genesis, I was about to do something, and then I heard your voice in my head tell me, don't do that. Right? I was talking to someone yesterday, and they were like, I was writing up my emails, Genesis, and I heard your voice say 2 to 3, and I was going to only do one, but I heard you say 2 to 3. So I scheduled out one on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? And to me, that's like the biggest pleasure, not to say that like I want to be the voice in your head, but it's huge because it shows that like, by you guys hearing the same, and a lot of times I'm repeating the same principles that I teach you guys over because I'm trying to drill it into your head to where it's like second knowledge. It's like you're not even like, it's like almost second nature. You're just like, oh, of course I have to send this many emails because like that's what I'm supposed to do. So because of that, consistency begins to have a branding, right? And that is what real branding is about. We think branding is like colors and fonts. But for me, my greatest branding has been my personality. It's been my voice that many people have now begun to use as their guiding measure in their businesses, and like for them to show up in their business, for them to be passionate about their business, for them to be about their money in their business, right? And that's real branding. Like real branding is where if that experience has stamped you so much that like you just react to it in second nature. And so when you send out emails consistently, it begins to stamp in people's mind, them remembering you. Right. It also too in your emails, you want to really also too, you want to talk to your tribe. And I have learned the blessing of this. So I cannot like tell you guys enough the blessing of like every single time I send an email, I'm always getting tons of emails back. At least 10 emails for every email I send out, right? At least 10. And it'll be people telling me, oh my God, Genesis, like, I want to thank you that like you're so consistent in showing up. Like you put out YouTube content, you're putting out posts, you're putting out, trainings. Like, I just want to thank you for like being consistent. And a lot of times we don't really understand how far our consistency will go because we don't want to be consistent ourselves. You have to understand that with email marketing, right? The goal is not just to send an email. The goal is to become that consistent brand in people's lives that they begin to associate with whatever it is that you offer. So like if I'm a t-shirt company and I never email my tribe, how are they going to know and remember that you're an email company, like a t-shirt company, right? So that's why we're consistent on social. We're consistent in email. We're consistent in showing up to physical events and all sorts of things because we want to build up that brand consistency. But you also through email can build up voice consistency where people can almost like when I send out emails, people are like, Genesis, I can hear you talk through your emails. I'm not sure if like anyone can attest to this, but I get it a lot. Like people are like, Genesis, when you said that line, I can hear you saying that, right? And it's because when I talk, some of my emails are like actually all of my emails are very conversational tone unless it's like a hard sell email. So when I write to my tribe, I'll always say hello boss builder. Every single email. If it doesn't say hello boss builder, y'all, it's probably a scam. Okay. If it's like one of my regular emails. And everyone knows how my regular emails look. My regular emails are a basic email. Like it's like when you open up, like there's no like ton of design. It's a basic email and it always says hello boss builder. And I always sign off with my name or my team. And then when it's like a bookstore or like a course email, it's very like well designed, but I'm consistent. And when I write, it's like as if I'm just writing you an email. And people like that because it's conversational tone. So you want to talk to your tribe. Like you want to share like what's going on with the company, what you're working on, like share the vision. Don't just send out an email. And I have found that that's actually much easier for me to write versus like being like, okay, let me write like, professional emails. It's professional to say, hey guys, we're having an awesome week at the company. And we just want to let you know, guys, know that we're working on the new blankets that are coming out, our new crochet blankets, and they're absolutely beautiful. And I just want to share with you the new sizing that we're going to be selling during the holidays and, the price offerings, right? And it's like, some of you guys haven't even thought about sending an email like that, like just a regular email. Like, hey guys, first of all, we have new inventory coming into our boutique. And I just wanted to share with you guys this week about like the vision that we're working on for, this next holiday collection and, the work that we've put into it. Because what it does is it takes people past a purchase in a product, right? It helps them to see that like, you're more than just like another Instagram boutique. You're more than just, another seller. You're someone who actually cares about your customers so much that you bring them behind the scenes. And you may say, well, like, companies don't do that, but you're not a large company. You don't have that advantage of just, slamming stuff up there, right? Because with those kind of companies, they're storytelling. They're storytelling in commercials, billboards, sponsoring of huge, events. So what you do is say, okay, I may not have a multi-million-dollar budget for marketing, but what I do have is some email marketing software that I have for free where I can, communicate with them about what's going on, right? Then for you to just sit there and just be like, oh my God, I don't have a huge marketing budget. So that's what we use email marketing for, is to communicate with our customer. And so I just want to add some more tidbits and we'll be done. The last thing I want to add for number 7. So let's go back over before we go to the last one. The first thing is set up a landing page or make sure that your website emphasizes people joining an email list. The second thing is make sure that you offer an offer. Not every company needs an offer, but it helps to have this is really important. Let me go back to offer real quick. So this is really huge. I have found that when I talk about offer, like think big, right? So my planner and journal company, we've been so focused with clients that we never really we have an email list, but we never did an offer when we're about to work on one. And if you're in a service-based business, one of the best offers you can offer is like a resource kind of downloadable that is almost like a sales pitch, right? So we do planners and journals for clients and we focus on product development now. And so the investment amount is much higher than what it used to be because we're doing more with our products. And so one of the things that I'm going to include in this resource is like a checklist for what goes into creating your first product, right? And so it's actually going to be a product development resource on like what to think about when you are creating your first product for your business or for your company. And whether it's a course, whether it's a planner or a journal, right? And what it's going to include is actually a lot of the things that we ask our clients before they even sign a contract, right? And so it's going to talk about things like, what goes into good product creation, what actually makes a well-developed and well-selling product. And so it's going to be like a teaching resource, but it's also going to be a way for people to see my company as an expert in the field because we create amazing planners and journals for our customers, our clients. And so I want people to see my expertise in a resource, like it's teaching them, but at the same time, it's also selling them on the fact of, Now, if you could get all this meat in this small resource, imagine what it would be like to work with us. And so, if I owned like a grass cutting company, I would probably create like maybe a seasonal lawn care resource of like ways to maintain your yard, or like things to look for during the year. Like, so for winter, think about this. For the springtime, you need to do this, right? And then guess what, for them to execute those things, they hire your company, right? So like during the winter time, I'm not into landscaping. I have no clue. I have no clue, right? But whatever those things would be, that's what you would create. If I am a fitness guru, right, and so I'm going to create a resource that people can actually use that shows myself as a thought leader and expert. Now, I'm not a fitness guru. Obviously, I have a trainer, but it's the fact of like, it elevates how people see you. So you're not just like a fitness guru or a trainer. No, you now you go a level up into a thought leader, a fitness expert, fitness, what do you want to call it? Almost like basically a thought leader, someone who is more than just a regular service provider, but someone who actually understands the field well, someone who can speak well of the field and speak well of, where it's going. And so that brings you a level up above competition. And so that's what I want you guys to think about when we talk about offers or resources, right? So I'm going to answer some questions now because we're pretty much done, but hopefully you guys have gotten some kind of idea of how we can better explore email marketing for our companies, whether you're service-based or retail, but you definitely want to make sure that you have consistency. Hold on, y'all. I missed a step. Hold on. Let's go back to my list. My list. Okay. I was supposed to go back through my list. Okay. So landing page, or making sure that your website clearly positions ways for people to basically join your lead gen, right? So with lead generation, that can be through like the homepage, top bar, slide in, pop in, but it needs to be somewhere where people can obtain a resource. And really it's about collecting your leads. Whether if it's in service space, there are some lead gen software that is more than like an email list. So you have Salesforce, you have HubSpot. So HubSpot has a free CRM system that includes ways for you to collect leads and then nurture those leads through a sales pipeline. So those are kind of like service-based, specific, kind of sales-driven lead gen softwares. But you definitely have some kind of way to capture these people, okay? The second thing is that you need to have an offer. And if you're on the service-based side, even the largest and the best, service consulting companies, all that kind of stuff, they usually going to have either case studies that you can download for free, resources. If I'm on the retail side, we're going to do the coupons, right, to convert. And then there's going to be some kind of automation funnel that our leads that they go through, right? Our leads go through. The third thing is that you want to make sure that you have a consistency in your email marketing to continue to nurture those leads depending upon what kind of business you have. So if I'm in retail, it's going to be 2 to 3 emails, right? Beginning of the week, middle of the week, end of the week. If I'm in service space, email a week. It just kind of depends upon what kind of business you have. And then number 4 is not being shy, right? So you're in a business, you're running a company. So communication to your potential leads is essential and it's very important. And that's why we want to be consistent. Number 5 is to purge. Do not be afraid to purge. So if there are people that have not, and again, you can notice by looking at going to your email marketing software or your lead software, and then looking at the interaction or activity of those leads. So if they have not interacted with you in the past 3 months, bye, okay? You can always get new ones. Number 6 is consistency, right? Is making sure that you're staying up on it, because most times people think that like they're overdoing it, but most people are not doing it at all. Number 7, now this is the last thing we're going to do. The last thing is that you want to make sure that each year, this is kind of like a homework checklist, is to present a new focus, top of year, also to end of year. I sent this out to my email list as an idea for them to do, and hopefully you guys got that email and you're going to do it. And so what I highly recommend is that at the end of the year, do like a recap email of like what your business achieved, what your platform achieved, and how you're so thankful for your tribe. And in the beginning of the year, give them an idea of the vision of the company for 2020, right? This is a great way for people to see you as more than just another business, more than just another platform, more than just another ministry, but something that's actually going somewhere. All right. People want to be a part of something. That's why people love movements. People want to move with something. They want to get behind something. And the best way for them to do that is if you express that. Okay. So hopefully you guys got something. Now let me answer questions because I am done. So Marcy says it's better to be conversational with new potential clients or more. Yeah, exactly. It's really it is better to be conversational. People want to know that you're human. They want to know that you're not some bot that is running this company, but you're a real person with a real vision. You have a heart for people. I'm in a heart for making great products and services. Okay, so Shakira says, I have no idea what to offer. I was thinking about a wardrobe essentials checklist. So I think that's good. I've seen a lot of people do that. And so what I would also think about doing is where they can download a wardrobe essentials based upon their body type. Or they could have access to a free course, right? That is maybe based upon their body type. They can have either body type or maybe style, or maybe it's like an essentials wardrobe course where it goes through like, okay, for career and professional, we're going to think about this. For, night out and things, like we're going to think about this. So I would think about what are pain points that people are not focusing on, right? And then what you do is you hit the points that as a business you can hit, and you know that people aren't talking about it a lot, right? So if I'm plus size, okay, great, give me some content, right? If I am, a smaller size, and I don't really have any hips or waist or whatever, how do I look the way I want to? I don't know. I'm not a fashionista, but if I'm short, if I'm petite, and I'm always having to get my clothes tailored. Some people don't even get their clothes tailored. They just walk around with like overly long because they think that's how they're supposed to look. So think about, I would do like a style essential course, or like maybe like a style guide, let me talk about this real quick because Shakira, you hit on something really big. When you offer a freebie, that freebie needs to have an upsell offer. It's so key. So like, this does not apply to retail because the upsell, the goal is for them to use the coupon to purchase a product, right? But in service space, always make sure that your freebie in it has an upsell, right? Remember, retail doesn't apply. If I'm using a coupon, that's to go check out. But if I'm in a service-based business, it's not like there's like a checkout somewhere, right? So what you want to do is, in the end of the resource, whether it's a course or whatever, pitch them something. And that's why we talk about platform, people, product, right? So you want to make sure that you have a offer. So like if I have a free resource, for instance, for a style guide or whatever, right? Then do I have a style course or an easy step up? So like, don't sell them like, a $10,000 product, right? That's not no. So, but maybe you have like a course that's like, $49, right? Maybe you have a course that is, 97, something that's like, they don't have to think about it. I think a $49 is a sweet spot. We're okay from here. It's a workbook, or maybe it's like, where you can do like a 30-minute call, right? To get your classes together. But think about an upsell. Never just, this is so, guys, I cannot stress this enough. In the service-based side of business, do not give away free products without an upsell. You basically done yourself a complete disservice because you're giving out free. And a lot of people are addicted to giving themselves away for free. That is a whole other sermon that I can teach. But a lot of times we are so comfortable with giving ourselves at a discount when you need to learn how to train. This goes, so y'all feel like preaching, but this goes, guys, I think, if you're a part of my Boss Builder email list tribe, you have seen the email I just sent out about a couple, maybe last week, where I talked about what are you training your community to do? You can train 20 people to only see you as a free person, like where they'll never pay for your services because you're always giving away things for free. Or you could be that person that trains your people to pay. If you train your people to pay, they will invest. If you train your people to think of you as like a free person, they will never pay higher prices because they see you as free. Now, if that's your goal, cool. But a lot of times we are training our people to see us to not pay us. And you have to train people to pay you. Okay. And people should respect you so much to the point that if they don't have the money, they're not going to they're not going to even ask because they know, oh no, if I come to that person, I got to have some money, right? And that's important. So that's why you have an upsell. So Marcy says, my company is still in the pregnancy stage. Should I do emails or videos telling my current tribe what's about to be birthed? Yes. The best thing you can do for a company is to build your tribe before it launches. That is the best thing anybody can do, because it's better to open up your business to a room of people than to open up your business to a room of no one. Crickets. No one wants to have crickets as customers. Okay. So one of the things you want to do is start email marketing now. Train them to open up your emails ahead of time, right? So put out content, put out all that stuff, because it's going to help you so that when you launch, you're not just starting. Like, you actually are like progressing, you're actually like growing. Hey man, they're like, you're actually like, going somewhere. And this also helps for people to build trust with you way before you even have a product or a service, right? So definitely take advantage. As a matter of fact, there is y'all know I have done so much content on YouTube. It's crazy. I have a video on, let me see if I've sorted it out. Let me go to my playlist. I'm going to go to, so if you go to my YouTube channel, there is, and you just go right to my channel. So you see me, I'm live right there. Scroll down, keep on scrolling, and there are like now categories that are organized. Keep on going, and you'll see free online classes right here, right? And there is a training there that I have in here. Hold on. You can hit view more. There's 18 more videos. And I talk about how to create offers, how to create movement, platform building one-on-one. There's a lot of videos on here on how to basically get yourself started, but even before you even have a tribe. Hold on. Okay. So not sure how to do the video. Okay, so what you can do is as simple as put up the video on YouTube and then get the link, and then once it is uploaded, and then shoot that to the email. Just add the link in the email that they can click to watch. Okay, and you can do a video from your phone. You can actually record a video right on your phone, upload it right on YouTube with the YouTube app. You can record a video right on your computer, like what I'm doing now, and upload it. You can use someone else's phone and have them record it and have them upload it. But there's a way for you to get that video up there, and then take the link and then put that link in the email. Okay. Let me just hop on to YouTube. Make sure you guys are good on YouTube. Hey. Okay. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Erica. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Lizzie. Hey, Nodia. Hey, Misty. Hey, guys. Hey. Now that is great. What you can do is there's a way to actually do it's kind of a deeper topic, but segmentation, right? So you can have it to be where there's subgroups within a list or an audience, right? Where if they've clicked, there's so many ways to do this, but the simplest way to do this is that in your email marketing software, you can create these subgroups where in your main email list, there is, or your audience, there's I'm plus size, I'm petite, I'm whatever. And what it will do is it'll still keep those people in that list, but it will create a segmentation for you so that if you have specific content for a specific group, you can say in your, when you send an email, say, okay, I only want to send on the email to people who are part of this particular grouping or this segmentation. So I just want to send this particular email to those who are just plus size. So that way, if I have plus size style tips I want to send, or maybe a product I'm making just for them, it goes just to them. Right. And so that's a great way to do it. And that way you can kind of really get more specific. But remember, you definitely want to have, as I talked to a customer today, a client today, a product path. And we talk about this in product development at Greenprint Go, is that we never just create product. We always think about how does one product link to another product, link to another product, right? Because we don't just want to have, as I call it, what is your customer cycle? What's the product cycle? So like if you have your business set up to where they could only purchase one type of product or service, unless that service is like, $100,000, you need to figure out, okay, how do they go from purchasing one product to another product to another product? I want to at least get 3 purchases out of each client, minimum. Right. So what you want to do is you want to create what I call a product path, right? And it really is more of like your monetization path, because your products and services are the way that you monetize your business. But hopefully you're like hearing how my mind is thinking right now. So like I'm thinking, okay, the first place that my clients start is the free. You start here. This is the starting point, right? So you guys can see, like, okay, right? Okay, you guys can see, right? So this is the starting point, right? And matter of fact, I'm gonna do it like this. You guys can see it even better. Right, so we're going to take a sheet so you guys can see this. Okay. So a product path is going to help us because we're going to create a line. This is not a straight line. Don't worry about it. And we have the start, okay, and then we have our ends. Okay, and every great business is going to have a path. You want to at least have a path that you've worked on that, where you can say, okay, everyone's going to start here. So where is the starting point? Now, remember, we're talking about right now service-based businesses, because again, in retail-based businesses, a lot of times you're doing a coupon, right? So it's a little different, but in service-based, there's going to be a path, a product path. So we're going to first say, okay, we're going to start with the freebie. Okay, we're going to start here with the freebie. And again, I know it's backwards, but just follow me out. This is starting path. Once they go here, what is the next area of interaction for them? Right? And remember, this path needs to also be like presented somewhere. Like you need to have this on your website where it's like, my team just put up a new page on my website called Start Here. And so it actually like kind of walks through the path of the first thing you need to do is join the email list if you haven't. The second thing you need to do is da-da-da. The third thing, so 1, 2, 3, and I'm just walking a path. This is going to let me know, number one, okay, do I have enough products to nurture them, right? Of like, okay, I want to at least, let's say you want to at least get out of every client average $1,000, right? So that means if any client or customer lead that comes through your business or your company, I want to get a minimum of 1,000, right? Now, again, this is like if you're offering some lower price products. I know for, Greenprint Go, our services start at $2,000 and ranges up. So I may say, okay, the minimum I want to get out of my clientele is maybe $5,000 per client. I want to get a minimum of $5,000 lifetime, right? And so I have to say, okay, well, that means I have to have more than one offer and more than one way to convert the same person. Because if they went through this service already, where would they go to next, right? So like, I know in my coaching business, right, this is like another example of another business. In my coaching business, let's say you've done my P3 program, which is 1,000, how much is that? I think it's $12.99 a month, right? For 3 months, right? And so that may be like here, right? Okay, well, if you've done that, what could I give to you next? Okay, so then maybe you'll do my VIP coaching program, which is a $5,000 minimum, and it's a 2-day experience. Okay, now let's say you've already done that. Okay, now I'm not going to keep on having all these things, but maybe, okay, I'm going to do a VIP yearly mastermind. Excuse me. Now it may not be as expensive as the 5,000. Maybe it's like a conference or whatever, right? That maybe is like only $500. But at least I have enough of a plot and a path where I can get out of one customer more than one experience. Excuse me, guys. So that is an example. Now, if you would like to have maybe, I'm working on these. Really inexpensive like how to courses, like $30. And like some of the 30 of them are 50. If you would like to have a course on product creation, product mapping, how I'm just doing it now, let me like just drop in the comments, say, hey, I would love to invest in like just what you just did, Gigi. I need that. Okay. If you're like, I need that, just let me know in the comments. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, let me know. And this really applies to those of you who are like coaches, gurus, you want to sell your knowledge, right? This mapping is like essential. This is actually what I do every year, okay, when I'm working on my business, okay? Because as a coach, as someone who has an online tribe, someone's trying to sell my knowledge, I have to make sure that like you have to, like for me, it's not a guessing game of how much money I'm going to make every year. Like I need to have a plan in place of, okay, I'm gonna get this much out of on average out of my tribe, right? I know that I need to redevelop these classes or courses because you don't just want to have like 500 products for sale and there's no map. Like there's no why do we even make this course? Does it even fit? Because like there are topics that I can talk about, but it would not be a good part of my map. Like y'all know I could do a course on baking cakes because I know how to bake cakes. But that does not go on the product map. You know, I know how to do a couple of things, but you have to figure out, okay, what goes on the product map? Like what is going to help my customers get from plan A to plan B, right? So I'm going to definitely add this because I think it's going to be something that a lot of you guys would need to really go through, okay? So guys, that is pretty much it. We've covered a lot in an hour. I usually average about an hour per class that I do. But if you have any questions, let me know. The last thing I just want to touch on, guys, is that Boss Builder is available for 50% off the digital version starting today. So people have been buying them. So if you would like to get, I have my two business workbooks, which are Boss Builder, the 30-day workbook on how to build your tribe in 30 days. It does not mean that you're going to have 1,000 people in 30 days. It's basically like a every day I answer a question on building your business. That's what that means. The second workbook is for those of you who want to get better in sales and you're horrible at sales. Like if you are not good at selling, the S word is for you. And so it is a workbook. The first chunk of it is a workbook where I go over the 7 phases of sales, right? It's really good. And then there's a 52-week tracker where you can print it out. You don't have to print out the whole thing, but you can print out whatever sheets you need, and you can actually track your sales progress. And it's actually what I use every day for my Glam Print Go company. So it's basically a way for me to improve my sales. So like I can know, okay, this week, did I go to a networking event? How many cold calls, how many sales calls did I do? How many of those calls converted into a meeting? And then how many of those meetings converted into a deal done? And I actually can literally look at this whole year and say, okay, like this is the progress I made this month, this progress I did in April 2019. And so if you're in the kind of business where you do deals, you do a lot of meetings to convert those people into clients, and you just want to get like a lot better, or maybe you're just getting into the field and you need to have a way to track your progress, this is a great way, especially if you're someone who needs to like physically write it down. It was made for people who need to write stuff down. Because for me personally, typing, I can type all day, but for like tracking stuff, I need to write it down because, yeah. So that's what the S word is for. So if you click on the link, if you go to store.genesisdorsey.com, right on the homepage, it shows you the 2, and the 50% off applies to the e version. So they're downloadable. So you don't need to get it shipped to your house. You buy it, and once you buy it, it will email you a link to download that resource, okay? And you want to download it immediately, so make sure you download it immediately for safekeeping, okay, guys? But I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to go to the store, get Boss Builder or the S word for 50% off, okay? The sale starts today. It ends next Thursday night at 11:59 midnight, okay? See you guys later. And so I'm going to say bye to Facebook. Say bye to y'all. See y'all later. And then bye to, so Lynn says S word helps with develop. No. The S word is strictly on sales, period. It's not on developing products or anything like that. The Boss Builder is to teach you on how to structure, like building your tribe, how to work on like your 1-sentence pitches. It's more like the overall business kind of thing. And then the S word is for sales. Okay, it's for sales, like learning the core basics of sales, how to sell, how to brand yourself in the market as a salesperson, sales terminology, like it's sales training. Okay. And that's really what it's for. Okay, guys. So hopefully it answers your question. Again, we will have some products coming out. If you're not a part of my email list, every week for 7 weeks straight, we have 7 different deals. I have new coaching programs coming out. I have new mini courses. So, guys, stay tuned. If you're not on my email list, you need to get on there. You can go there by going to genesisdorsey.com and you can join the email list right from the homepage. Okay, guys. See you guys later. Bye.